Hello people. Hello people, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I am currently having a very lazy day today. I did shower this morning, so I am nice and clean, but I didn't do anything with my face, I didn't do anything with my hair. I'm wearing an oversized Spirit jersey from Disney because I'm sad I am not there right now, as I always am. And I wanted to use my new camera because if you guys don't know, I feel like I've talked about this in like all the videos I filmed recently, and I filmed a ton of videos recently. I got a new camera and I'm completely obsessed with it. It's like my first like actual camera that's not like a point and shoot cheap camera or something. Like it's actual like a DSLR camera, and I'm in love with it. So I've been filming a ton of stuff lately, and I hope I'm not annoying you yet, but anyways, I did this video about a couple months ago, 3-4 months ago, and I really enjoyed it. I went through my Askfm and I answered a ton of questions because I honestly hadn't gone through my Askfm since 2015. So I had a ton of questions over the last, 5 years that I was kind of like, okay, like let's see how this goes. And there were some pretty interesting questions on there. And over the last couple months, I've actually been receiving quite a few more questions. And some of them are from actual people, some of them are from you guys, and some of them are from Askfm itself, because I know they give a new question like every couple days or so, every week, every day. I don't know how it all works, but there's some questions that are provided by the site itself. I thought I would go through them, answer some of them, give you guys an insight on my life, because I just feel like talking. I'm home alone right now. My parents are actually going to be home in like 45 minutes, but I have been home alone for the last 5 days, so I'm lonely. Alright, so we're going to start back at where I think we ended. The last question that I think I read was, what filter do you use in your profile picture? And again, I don't have a profile picture in Askfm, so again, I'm still confused about this. But we're gonna start with the first question, which is, what was the last movie that made you cry? And not the last movie that made me cry, I don't really remember, but the last TV show that made me cry was Julie and the Phantoms, the very last episode. If you guys have seen Julie and the Phantoms, well, first off, if you haven't, what are you doing? Go watch it. But if you haven't, or if you have seen it, you would have seen the last episode and you would know exactly what I'm talking about. That very last part of the season is a tearjerker. So that is the last thing that made me cry, for show wise at least. Next question is, a negative mind will give you a positive life. That's not really a question. Negative mind will never give you a positive life. That's kind of more like a statement than anything else, but this person is right. If you go into life every single day with a negative attitude and a negative kind of like outlook on things, you're not gonna have a positive day. And like, I have seen this with people. I've seen so many people that like go into each and every day with just such negative outlooks on things. And like, I'm not gonna say I've never done that, because I've 100% done that. I've gone into situations or gone into days where I'm like, today's just gonna suck, like there's no and or for buts about it. And at the end of the day, it does suck, because if you go into a situation expecting it to be horrible and expecting it to be bad, it's gonna be horrible and it's gonna be bad. So go into each and every day as it's a new day, and yeah, sure, some bad things might happen or some things might not go your way, but like, you only have one life, so like, live it up. As Hannah Montana says, I don't know what she says. But anyways, go into life with as positive an attitude as you can. Obviously, right now especially, there are some pretty negative times, some pretty negative things that have been going on in the world, so try and just enjoy the little things. Try and be happy with the little things, have the little wins, have the, oh, you know what, I brought my dog for a walk and it was peaceful and there was a pretty sunset. Use those positive things in your life to brighten your day. Use those positive things to brighten, other people's days. Just don't focus on the negative so much, because when you focus on the negative, that's the only thing that's going to happen. You're only going to get negative outcomes when you focus on the negative. So just try not to. Easier said than done, I know, but yeah. Next one is, how tall are you? And I'm like 5'7". I have a really bad back though. Like, my back is even sore right now. I'm trying to stretch it out. But yeah, I'm like 5'7", but sometimes I'm 5'6". Like, it just really depends on what my posture's like that day and how sore my back is. If I'm like slouching more, then even though I stand up straight, like my back is still kind of like, my spine is curved a little bit. I have a little bit of curvature in my actual spine itself, so depends on the day, but I would say I'm about 5'6.5", kind of range. If you could have any view from your home, what would it be? And hands down, I would love to be at the beach. I freaking love the water. I think it's one of the prettiest things ever, having palm trees and the ocean and sand. It's just so peaceful to me, and it reminds me of my childhood because I was very, very fortunate and I traveled a ton when I was younger. So I went on cruises and I went to Hawaii and I did stuff like that where we went and we spent time at the ocean and at the beach and stuff, and being able just to kind of memorize those times where, you know, I wasn't insecure with the way my body looked. I didn't care if my bathing suit fit right. I didn't care if I was bloated, because like I was a kid and those things didn't matter, and I was genuinely happy and just joyful and carefree. And I feel like that's just kind of what it reminds me of. Being at the beach is just kind of that joyful, carefree situation that I love. So if I could have my house look over the ocean, I would love it. Next one is future couple goal. And I don't know if this is meaning like what like celebrity couple I would love to get together, or what celebrity couple would I like to get together? I don't know. I don't really have like a future couple goal for like celebrities. What is the most expensive thing you have ever broken? Ever broken? Probably my camera. I broke my camera in 2018 when I was in Florida. I dropped it off a freaking wishing well at Disney World, and it fell into concrete and it just like fell apart. The lens like fell off, a different piece of like metal fell off. I was literally devastated, but then I got a new camera when I got home. So like I made it work, but like it just sucked that I didn't have a camera for about a month. And like you guys know, YouTube, like I'm here. So it sucked because like I had videos like pre-filmed and stuff because I did vlog my entire like last week leading up to leaving Disney, so I did have a bit of content, plus I did have my phone and stuff, so I still did make it work. But it really did suck because it's like I don't have a camera right now, and like I had to go 2 weeks basically living at home without one, where I'm like I gotta film my phone or my laptop, and that's just not what I wanted to do. So yeah, that was not too fun. Next question is, how do you usually discover new music? And honestly, I either discover new music by my friends showing it to me, or on Spotify sometimes. I will scroll through Spotify and find those like discovery playlists, and sometimes I'll listen to new music on there. And then I actually am an Apple Music user. I don't use Spotify Premium, so I'll actually go into my Apple, like my music, and I'll download it off Apple Music instead. That, or I'll find it on TikTok or just on the radio, because I do listen to the radio quite often. Actually 5 days a week driving to and from work I listen to it, because I listen to it with my dad since I drive with him. And it's a fight between, do I want to put on my phone? He wants to put it on his phone. We'll just listen to the radio sort of thing. So, but yeah, I usually find new music from just Spotify playlists, or sometimes Apple Music playlists, but normally Spotify. Next question is, do you have a special Sunday activity? And like, I'm not really religious. I've never really been the one to go to church. I mean, I've been to church services before, but I've never gone to like church where I'd go and I'd sit through like, you know, a church service. When I went, I'd go to Sunday school, and it was like I went a handful of times, and that's it my entire life. So Sundays are basically, well, right now I always have Sundays off because I work with my dad, and our days off are Sundays and Mondays, so I always get Sundays off. So definitely Sundays like my sleep-in day. My mom doesn't work on weekends, so like sometimes we'll go out for breakfast because like my whole family will be off in the morning, so we'll go out for breakfast, or we'll just hang out, or just do chores around the house or stuff like that. But Sunday is definitely always like our family day. If we want to do something as a family, like go see my grandma, that's what we tend to do on Sundays. The next question is, who do you think has the most beautiful eyes? And I mean, it definitely is, this is such a question for the eye of the beholder. I think Daniel Seavey has freaking beautiful eyes. I love blue eyes. I think they are absolutely breathtaking. I wish my eyes weren't the color of dirt. They look like I have no soul. So yeah, blue eyes. So Daniel Seavey has really nice blue eyes, so definitely him. But yeah. Next question is, who is the craziest person you know? I don't know. I mean, person I know, that's a tough question. Person that I know of, I mean, I was just watching a Kian and JC video, so this is kind of why I'm saying this, but Kian Lawley is a freaking like psychopath. I love him with all my heart, and I've supported him since like freaking day one of O2L days, but he's definitely a little bit crazy and a little bit wild. As for people in real life that I've met, or my friends that are crazy, I don't really have anybody that's like crazy like that, because like I'm a very like keep to myself, more quiet kind of person in certain aspects, so I feel like I don't really draw in the crazies like some people do. I mean, if we're talking about some situations that I have been in, me and my friend Cass are definitely the crazy ones, but that's for a whole different story. Next question is, what are you looking forward to the most? Definitely life just getting back to normal. I'm ready for things to kind of just settle down and go back to the way that, you know, we're able to travel, we're able to go to concerts and stuff like that. I know there's going to be a ton of new concerts coming soon and a ton of great shows, so I'm super pumped for that. I already have tickets to see Justin Bieber twice next year, so I'm hoping those all follow through. I want to go back to Disney. Disney World has its 50th anniversary next year, so I'm really looking forward to being able to be there for that. My friend has her wedding next year. Tay, I'm so freaking excited for her. She's getting married next September, so like less than a year away, and I'm so excited for her wedding. So I'm going to go to Toronto for that. So I'm just like looking forward to the second half of next year, as long as everything kind of goes as planned. Next question is, what is the best thing to happen to you? And hands down, I have to say, well, there's two different things. One thing was doing the Disney college program. I met some of the best people, plus I learned so much about myself. Obviously, I love Disney. I have a Disney shirt on right now. You can see my Disney ears in the background. These are my Disney pins. Like, I'm a huge Disney fan, and I always have been. And so being able to kind of put myself in situations that I was so not comfortable with, so outside of my comfort zone, but I learned so much about myself while doing that, and being able to move away and live on my own and meet some of my best friends, like that was an amazing experience, so I'm really glad I did that. And the second thing, that best thing that happened to me type thing, was being put in a group chat with people from Vancouver who are Why Don't We fans, because I met some of my best friends that way. Cass, who you guys have probably seen by now if you've seen a bunch of my recent videos or any of my videos of the last like couple years. I met Cass through a group chat. She lives like literally 10 minutes away from my house, but I never would have met her if it wasn't for Why Don't We in the group chat. So yeah, being put in that group chat and meeting those people. But not only that, there's Sid. I met Chloe through that. I became like close friends with Taylor. Like, there's so many people that I've met through the boys and like group chats and just being at shows and stuff. So definitely either group chat / Why Don't We being a part of my life, or Disney, because those are two things that literally I have two friends outside of those two things that I would have at this point if it wasn't for Disney or the boys. Next question is, if you could become any animal, who would you choose, or what would you choose and why? I would probably choose a giraffe, because I freaking love giraffes and they're adorable, and that's probably it. That or a dog in a good home, because dogs can be really loved. Speaking of dogs, I don't know where mine went, but yeah. Next question is, do you think someone likes you? And if you know for a fact they do you like them back? Now, if I would have answered this question a couple weeks ago, it would have had a different answer. At this point, I'm saying no and no, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Next question is, if you have any pets, do they have any habits that irritate you? If they don't, what kind would you eventually like to have? I'm guessing eventually like to have what kind of pets. I do have two pets. I have a cat and I have a dog. My cat is weird because she's a typical cat. She likes attention when she likes attention. She doesn't when she doesn't, and so it's on her terms, so sometimes she'll like rawr. My dog, on the other hand, is a complete baby and likes to whine all the time and cry, and it's so annoying because he'll literally just sit there and whine, and I'm like, Lucky, you need to be quiet before I lose my goddamn mind. But at the end of the day, I still love them, so what you gonna do? The next question is, do you have any great memories from 2017? And kind of reverting back to the whole Why Don't We thing, I went to my first Why Don't We show in 2017 and started supporting them, so I met a ton of people at the end of the year from being put in that group chat that I was talking about, and I went to my first show and kind of got indulged in the whole Why Don't We Limelight fandom, so definitely that was a good memory from 2017. I also saw Ed Sheeran, and it was just a good year. It was my first it was my first year of college. Like, I started in 2016, so that was like 2016, 2017 school year. But yeah, it was just a interesting time, and I had some good times with some good friends. What are some things that make you genuinely happy? Now, this question I really like. Being at concerts, if you guys couldn't tell, are definitely my happy place. Hold on, my camera's about to run out of storage. I'm gonna change the SD card and I'll be right back. Alright, I changed the card, and I also realized my phone is at 10%, so we're gonna finish this video up fast, but I still have quite a few questions, so let's try and get through them fast. But yeah, so things that make me happy. Definitely concerts. Obviously, concerts are my happy place. I freaking love them. They're a place where I can feel just like carefree and just be myself, and I can surround myself with people that I genuinely love and care about. So concerts, which is one thing I can't do right now because of COVID. And the other thing is be at Disney. Obviously, like I talked about, I freaking love Disney, and concerts and Disney are my two happy places. They are a place where I can feel just content and be myself. I'm not really nervous about, you know, what people think of me. I just like don't even like think about it at that point. Like, all the self-consciousness in my body and brain kind of just like goes out the window, and I'm just like completely myself, and that's why I love it so much, because I have such good memories growing up going to Disney and being with my family and having great times, and then to go there and work there for 6 months and do the DCP and gain so many more like amazing memories with amazing people, and now to go back there still. I went there in February for Playlist, and again, amazing memories. It was a really fun time and I miss it, and I just hope the world goes back to normal so I can go back. Next question is, did you forget your first love? Fun fact, I know who my first love is. First love never loved me. He never even liked me. We were like kind of friends, but not even really friends. So people who are struggling with that right now, if a boy or a girl, whoever it is, doesn't like you back, don't waste your time. Trust me, it sucks. And like, I know how hard it is because like I spent so many like freaking years, man, liking the same guy, and I knew he would never go for me. I knew we would never be more than friends. Like, I would text him every once in a while about something with school, and he would hardly text me back, and he would leave me on read, or I would Snapchat him, and again, he would leave me on read. And I was just like, I was just so freaking desperate, man, because I was like in love with this guy, and he had no idea. And you know what? It's like, you're not gonna get every single person that you want to go for, and if you do, great, like congratulations for you. But most people, especially like people like me, we're not gonna get every single guy that we like, and it's like we have to just kind of accept that and find somebody who we deserve, because we deserve so much better than we try and give ourselves. And you will find someone good one day. It's just, it'll happen when it's meant to happen. What's your favorite thing to eat for lunch is the next question. I mean, I freaking love pasta. Pasta is always my go-to. I've been obsessed with like Alfredo sauce recently, because growing up I never really had it because I thought I didn't like it, and then I tried it one day and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, and now I'm freaking obsessed with Alfredo sauce. So pasta is definitely my go-to. Next question is advice for asking somebody out. Now, I don't really have much advice because I've never actually asked somebody out, but honestly, the best advice that I can give you is just be yourself and be honest with the other person. If you're feeling a certain way or not feeling a certain way, be upfront and honest with them, because it'll save you like stress and like heartache down the road, or save the other person stress and heartache down the road. It sucks to lead someone on, and it sucks to be led on, so just be 100% honest. And if you're feeling a certain way, then like, and you want to ask someone out, you can always bring it up as like a casual conversation, like, oh, this movie looks so good, have you seen it? Well, we should go together. And just like make it super, super casual, that it could be classified as a date on your end, but maybe not on his end, or vice versa, or whatever it might be. But just so you get to actually get to know them a little bit better. And even if it's not an official date, it's just nice to be able to hang out with that person and get to know them on a deeper level, and then you could see where it goes from there. But if it's meant to be, it'll happen. Like, it's just do what you feel is right. The next question is, are you a Vampire Diaries fan? And fun fact, I've never seen it because I am scared to see it. I'm a freaking chicken. I've seen one episode of Pretty Little Liars. I guessed who A was in the first 5 minutes. I've seen one episode of Gossip Girl. Guess who Gossip Girl was in the first 5 minutes. Like, Vampire Diaries, I just like those kind of shows, as much as they're so hyped up because like they're so amazing, not my kind of show. Like, I like The Fosters. I freaking love Alexa and Katie, like little teen dramas slash comedies. That's what I live for, not like these darker dramas that, you know, even if they're teen dramas, I'm like, The Fosters is as dark as I'll go, and that's not even dark. Next question is, who is the most closest friend that you know everything about? Who is the most closest friend that knows everything about me? So basically, who's the friend that knows the most about me? Definitely Natasha. I've known Natasha since I was in grade 9, and she's literally my best friend, and she knows everything about me, and I know everything about her pretty much. Yeah. Although other people do know a lot about me, I feel like because I've known her for so long, there's been so many times where we've just had like sleepovers and then had like deep talks at night. And it's just the fact that I've known her for now, what, 8 years, 7 years or something like that? I don't know. How long is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... 8 years, maybe 9 years, I don't know. I've known her for so long, so we've just had a lot of time to kind of get to know each other. Plus she's been there for the last, like I said, 9, 8 years, so she's kind of seen firsthand a lot of things what have happened. So definitely her. Somebody asked for a selfie, but not gonna happen. Next question is, if you could change something in the world, what would it be? COVID, I'm ready for it to be over. No. I wish everybody could just be a decent human being. And I know not everyone's gonna have the same beliefs in religion or whatever it is, and like, that's totally fine, but I just wish everybody could be decent to one another and just be kind people and kind of just accept people for who they are. Like, there's so many people that are out there that are just, I don't know, so negative and toxic and mean and cruel, and it's like, why can't everybody just like wake up in the morning, put a smile on their face, and make that smile real, instead of waking up, being negative and spreading negativity. Like, I don't know. I just wish that everyone could just try a little bit harder to be kind to one another, because this world is so freaking negative and toxic and cruel and violent that we just need everybody just needs a hug. Next question was actually asked 4 hours ago, and it says money or love. Definitely love. I mean, I would love to have money, but I mean, I'd rather be happy and be in love and have somebody by my side or whatever than to be rich. And I mean, although people say money can't buy you happiness, money can buy you happiness. The physical money itself can't give you happiness, but the things you can do with the money can buy you happiness and can buy you things that make you happy and that can make you less stressed. And so when you're less stressed about some things, you can be just more calm. And so, like, I don't really like when people say money can't buy you happiness, although the physical piece of paper can't. The things it can do can make your life so much easier and provide you with things that make you happy, like traveling or going to concerts and yada yada yada. Buy experiences that bring you joy. And the last question was actually asked 2 hours ago, and it says, do you believe people can change? And I think this is a good one to end on. I do believe people can change, because I have personally seen people change from being complete and utter assholes to being decent human beings. And it's a matter of what they've been through, what they're going through, what they've experienced. And I feel like everybody starts off as almost like a flat surface. Everyone starts off as this is you. You have no, anything yet. As an infant, as a newborn, and as you go through life, your experiences and how you're raised and who you surround yourself with definitely forms you to who you are and who you're gonna be. That's a huge thing to do with parenting. It's a huge thing to do with who you're surrounded with and, other situations. But I don't know. I feel like people can change, and although people are like, oh, people can't change, blah, blah, blah. Once a horrible person, always a horrible person. And in certain aspects, yes, certain things are kind of like, yeah, okay. But it depends on your age. If you're a 6-year-old who is really mean and pushing people around, well, that doesn't mean you're going to be mean forever. If you're a 17-year-old that's mean and pushing people around, well, who knows? But guess what? People can still change. If you're a 50-year-old and still being mean and pushing people around, well, then I don't see you changing anytime soon. But again, like I said, it's all to do with what you've been through. And like, I don't know, I feel like because of what I went through when I was younger, I have talked about this before, and I'm not going to go into detail, maybe one day, but it's just something that I like to bring a positive image and a positive outlook on my channel to try and spread happiness. And I don't really necessarily want to talk about the negatives, because I like to spread happiness, and by spreading negative things that happened, I don't want to at this point. But I was bullied a lot when I was growing up, and a lot of the things I've blocked out of my mind. I have not done it on purpose, but my mind itself has blocked a lot of the negative things that happened to me out of my mind. And so sometimes when I'll talk about elementary school or whatever, and I was pretty badly bullied, like grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9 kind of thing. Grade 9 was quite a bit better, actually. It was mainly grade 8 through to grade 5, but I remember it was really, really bad. And like, there's certain things that I remember and certain things that I would pretend wouldn't bother me, but they genuinely would bother me. And my mom tells me that I'd come home from school crying, and like, yeah, sure, I remember that there was a few times here and there, but she told me recently, actually, we were talking about this, she's like, you would come home from school crying all the time. You wanted to drop out of school as a child, as a elementary school student. You wanted to drop out and go to a private school or be homeschooled because you were bullied that bad. And I'm like, thinking back on it now, I do remember certain aspects of it, and I do remember certain people that were horrible to me and said horrible things and bullied me that I thought were my friends, and I blocked it out of my mind for the most part. But there's still things that still stick with me, and I'm really, really fortunate that I was able to do that. I mean, I know a lot of people it sticks with them and it goes down deep, but I feel like with the way that I did grow up and what I've done, by separating myself from those people at a decently young age. When I went to high school, I definitely separated myself from most of my friends. There was a few that I talked to, but for the most part, I separated myself from everybody. And then come grade 9, I had separated myself from literally everybody, and I had a whole new friend group, and it was just such a more positive place to be. But I was really, really badly bullied, and in person, online, it was just not a good time. And some of these people that would do it, looking at them now, they are completely different people. And some people, I'm not going to talk about their story because their stories sometimes are pretty deep. There's one girl in particular that she actually had a YouTube channel and she talked about it and stuff. I don't know if it's still up, but she went through a lot. She went through a lot more than I did. I mean, I was bullied, but she was bullied too, and she took it a lot harder, a lot closer to heart than I did, because hers was a lot more worse than everybody else knew. And yeah, and she took her bullying from other people and put it onto other people like me. And so I do understand, and I'm not still mad at her, whatever, like it's fine. I forgive her. Like I'm not gonna hold a grudge forever. Like, yeah, you were horrible. My mom literally told me, go to school as a 10-year-old and go call this girl a bitch, because that's exactly what she's doing. She's making you cry and she's a horrible human being. Why do you want to invite her to your birthday party? Because I didn't want her to dislike me, because I knew that she already felt certain ways or said certain things to me or to other people that I was trying to get her on my good side. And so inviting her to go do things or to come to my house and, you know, come to my birthday party, it was like almost a way of trying to win her over. And I don't know, I feel like this has kind of gone off on a tangent, but do I believe people can change? Yes, because I've seen it. Do I believe everybody has the capability to change? Yes. But do I think everybody is going to change? And that is no. Not everybody's going to change. Not everybody's going to want to change. And I feel like if they are willing to change and accept the fact that they need to change, then they can. But until that happens, you know, it's really up to them. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to them as a person wanting to make that difference. But anyways, with that being said, that kind of got deep at the end, and I did not intentionally mean that to get deep. I hope you guys enjoy this. I mean, I just felt like talking, so I hope I spent a little bit of like something entertainment into your life today. My phone is pretty much dead. I threw it over my bed, so I need to go plug it in now. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like it, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and you comment down below anything else you either have questions of, or you have any video suggestions, or anything else that you want to just talk about. Feel free to leave it down in the comments. Also, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I'm trying really hard to hit 5K, and I know I'm still quite a whiles away, but I mean, it would really mean a lot, and it would be a really big goal of mine. So if you want to help your girl out by hitting that little subscribe button and maybe even turn on that post notification bell, really appreciate that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you also want to check out any of my social medias, I always have them linked down in the description, so you can always check them out. I have Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, which I am literally obsessed with, so if you want to check it out, they will be down below. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you all very soon with another new video. Bye!